That makes a nice change. Like walking out for a morning paper on a Sunday, clear blue skies, 30-degree plus heat. Yeah, you guessed it, I'm not in Manchester. I'm not on my way to the corner shop or the newsagents for a morning newspaper. We're doing the paper round this morning from Egypt, blistering hot sun. And yeah, we're going off the online news and everything that's happening in and around the world of Premier League mainly. Well, it is all Premier League this morning. I'll give you a little hint into what I'm going to be talking about. I've looked online, I've seen all of the papers and main stories. Of course, you've got the big news around Manchester City, Arsenal title decider. By the way, you're going to get a bit of a tour of where I'm actually at this morning, so keep your eye open for weird, well, not the weird and wonderful, let's just say, of what happens when you're on a resort on holiday. Yoga going on in the background there. I do apologise in advance for all of the sights that you might see while I'm walking around. One's coming up right now, and what can I do? I've got to keep the content going. You know what I'm like anyway. I wanted to talk about the hair pulling incident, or lack of, according to Mr. Tierney, the referee this time, in that Brentford and Fulham game yesterday. Double standards completely confirmed this weekend, and the word again floating around social media is corrupt. It is, why is it double standards? Why is it one rule for United and not another? I sound like I'm bitching, I sound like I'm moaning, I sound like I'm going on with myself constantly about this, but it needs to be talked about, it needs to be mentioned, because it's just not right. It's a bleeding joke is what it is. Sorry, I stopped everyone there a minute because I thought my mic wasn't plugged in. It wasn't, but I think the sound was just okay enough. So yeah, not to make anyone jealous or anything, but yes, I just thought I'd bring you to the beach just to show you exactly where we're at, and sort of rubbing it in a little bit. But I'm sure you're all happy if you're United fans anyway this morning after the result last night. Me even more so, because I can go and have a nice cool beer early morning here and just take a little walk down the beach. But yeah, get back to Paul Tierney and let's talk about the incident that wasn't in that game against Fulham and Brentford yesterday. I mean, seriously, at this point now, and I've seen Wayne Rooney's right up on this one, and Waz's bang on the money. He's like he was waiting yesterday, and if you haven't seen the incident, it is even more embarrassing for the PGMO than the fact that Leach and Martinez was sent off for an even less offence and lesser of an offence. It was more obvious. I mean, we all know that Bassi has long dreadlock style hair, and the pull, I just don't get it. I don't get it. How can you be so different for one team and then not the next? It's the same bleeding referee that makes it even worse. You couldn't have scripted it. They've tried their best to influence this season, and in all of the wrong way. And I think that incident yesterday just proved that it was a complete farce, the whole setup in the PGMO. And again, what Wayne Rooney said, if you haven't already looked at it, go and look at it. He was sat there waiting for VAR to come in, and it didn't. And at this point, you start to think that there is some kind of vendetta against Manchester United. And that's the only way you can look at it. It's not just United, I've said this before, but come on, that incident alone there was a complete joke. And the fact that Leach gets sent off and the Brentford player doesn't, again, I don't know anymore. I don't know. And I just look at it and say, right now at this point, I've given up on any fair officiating coming out from Man United, by anything that comes out onto that pitch now, week in, week out. And I just think it's really unfair. The more and more I watch it, the more and more I look at it and see what everyone else says, and knowing that I'm not the only one, I'm like, when will it actually look at this and go, we were completely wrong here? I don't care. Anyway, I'm moving forward with the other stories on what's actually going on in and around the world. Obviously, we know the big games are coming up, but touching on yesterday quickly, Manchester United Champions League in the bag. Michael Carrick over Nagelsmann. I've already covered all of that on FUTV this morning, so I'm sure if you are an avid viewer of both channels, Adam FC and FUTV, you would know what the reports are on Nagelsmann coming in. Carrick made a big step in helping himself to get the job permanently by getting United closer to that top four and confirming Champions League football. 10 points clear now. Rosinha, like, what's going on there with Chelsea? He talks complete crap. His football is shocking. The players are not behind him. players want out. He's having to internally discipline his captain. They've got the problem with Garnacho, which we've covered on this channel umpteen times already, and the football on the pitch isn't bailing him out. 2 embarrassing defeats in the Champions League, then 4 defeats in a row, no winning 5 for Rafinha in his last 5 Premier League games. They haven't scored in the last 4. He's shocking. The only manager that's probably up there with him at the moment has a massive doubt for continuing into next season is Eddie Howe again, losing to Bournemouth at home. They are a million miles away from European places at the moment in terms of their form. Luckily for them, they've still got a chance. I think the only way Eddie Howe keeps his job, and this is going to be a push for the PIF to not actually get rid of him because of the love that Eddie Howe has got from them Newcastle fans. But again, that's not good enough for Newcastle to go from Champions League to finishing bottom half of the table. And Leeds are catching them up now. Leeds are right there now as well. So I look at this and I go, I don't see how he keeps his job if they've got any ambition at that football club. So that's him, that's Rafinha. I mean, who else are we talking about here? There's the talk of Pep Guardiola going out on a high. If he manages to turn this around on Arsenal, what a way to go. I think that will be enough to convince him that it's time to leave Manchester City, because today is a massive game. If he wins that today, I think that's the title going to the Etihad again. I hate to say it, but when you're dealing with Arsenal, when you're dealing with Arteta, it makes it a little bit better to stomach as a Man United fan. And I don't know if you all agree with that, but I hate the fact that City are winning another title this season. But when you listen to Arteta, when you listen to everything that man goes on about in his press conferences, his antics on the sidelines, the way that Arsenal play, the anti-football that team actually play like because of Arteta, then it makes you feel a bit better as a Man United fan, doesn't it? That yes, City are going to win the league, but it's at the expense of that team, fan base and manager and coaching staff, because they're all exactly the same. The delusional talk that comes out from the Arsenal fans makes me feel better about City winning the title. How is that even possible? But that's how bad they are. Anyway, it just shows you the importance of the game and what's happening this weekend and everything that's involved in it with City and Arsenal. And I tell you what, it is going to be tasty. Very, very tasty indeed, that one today. The Merseyside derby on top of that. Can David Moyes do his old club Man United any favours today at the John Dickinson Stadium? I think they might get a draw, you know. I do think if they get a draw, I think that has to be Man United done in the Champions League. Sunderland against Aston Villa, that's another big one as well, because I do think that Sunderland's away form might sneak something. I think they might get something, and it could turn out to be one of them amazing weekends for Manchester United again. Obviously, Chelsea have already lost. We beat them. If Villa and Liverpool both drop points, the last 5 games of the season, there's not enough there, and the bigger games that are coming up between all of them 3, I think will help Manchester United out as well. And it's turning out to be a very, very good week for me here in the sun. I'm going to go get myself an early brewski, enjoy my last couple of days in the sun before returning to, let's say, overcast Manchester. So big thank you to you all again for tuning into the channel and supporting us here on Adam FC as well as FUTV, where we're out and about and on the road and abroad and doing all the different bits of content. Big support from you all, and I've seen it all in the comment sections as well. So keep it going, get your comments in below. Let me know what you think first and foremost about that incident at Brentford, the hair pulling that wasn't. For some strange reason, it's one rule for one and not for another, and it's all against United. And if you are an opposition fan, try and tell me I'm wrong with that. Go and watch that incident back and tell me that I'm not right in what I'm saying there. Cheers for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all later.